Surprisingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, there is actually a major Clash Royale update coming very soon. I know that this is an update that a lot of people have been extremely excited about it, and I feel the exact same way. So in today's video, I'm going to go over some predictions of what is going to come in this update. And one thing to note is that in this video, I'm not going to be talking about balance changes because I'm going to be doing that in an entirely separate video. So be sure to subscribe if you guys don't want to go ahead and miss that. Let's go ahead and start out by talking about what we know is going to come in this update, because there is one major thing that we know that this update is going to be centered around. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is progression. All the way back in December, CWA, otherwise known as Clash with Ash, I'm sure you guys know him, but he did an interview with Drew, who is Clash Royale's community manager, and Drew hinted at that this first major update of 2021 was going to be an update based around progression.
We do want to sort out the progression. I think actually that's like probably definitely going to be the first update we do, is going to be like, you know, adding new stuff to the game that will help you progress easier.
If you want to go ahead and check out those interviews, I'll leave links in the description down to them. They're pretty old since they were from December, but there is some pretty cool stuff in there about the future of Clash Royale, so I definitely recommend you guys watch. And so faster progression is something that the community has wanted for an extremely long time, years as a matter of fact. So I think it's really good that Clash Royale is prioritizing this update. So how are they actually going to change progression? Well, let's speculate on that. That's what I'm here for. So let me explain how I think this part of the update will go down. And be sure to buckle your seatbelts because we're going to get pretty intense and pretty in depth with this. So if we go in the Clash Royale right here, we're going to go ahead and open up the trophy road and scroll down to take a look at something. If we scroll to 5,150 trophies on the trophy road, where you can see the elixir pump and stuff, you will see a key. So this key could mean absolutely nothing at all, but I think that this key is potentially a sneak peek pertaining to the next update, and a lot of other people in the Clash Royale community think so as well. And so here's what I think that this key actually means. I think that Clash Royale is going to implement some elements of progression from another Supercell game. A Supercell game some of you guys may have forgotten even existed because it never released globally. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Rush Wars. So for those of you that don't know, Rush Wars was a Supercell game that was released in 2019. And I say was a Supercell game because it never actually released globally. It was actually killed pretty soon after its soft launch in beta. And so here's how I think the keys apply to Rush Wars. So if we look at the Rush Wars interface at the top of the screen, you guys will see keys right here. And so over time, these keys will actually regenerate even if the player isn't active and online. And so we'll come back to those keys in a little bit. Let me explain some other stuff though. At the bottom left corner of the screen, you guys will see the attack button and then 5 stars that are associated with the attack button. These star slots would fill up depending on how many stars you got in battle. So it's a similar system to Clash of Clans where you could get up to 3 stars in a battle. And so once you received 5 stars from attacking, you would actually receive a box. And if you had a key in your key slot, then you could actually use this to unlock a box. And so I think that this would be a similar system in Clash Royale. I don't think it would be exact, of course, because Clash Royale doesn't have the system of stars, but here's how I think it would apply more so to Clash Royale. So as I said previously, Clash Royale does not have stars like a game like Rush Wars. So how I think it would work is, of course, once you win a battle, you receive a chest. I think that chest will still go to your chest slots down here. And if you have a key, I think what you'll be able to do is to instantly use that key to unlock a chest instead of having to sit for like 3 hours for a silver chest just to unlock it. And so I think that this would be really cool because yes, you can still collect chests, but you won't really have to worry about your chest slots filling up, because as long as you have keys available, you will be able to use those keys to unlock your chests. And another thing I just thought about, maybe for like the rarer chests, you know, like magical chests, epic chests, legendary chests, the mega lightning chest, maybe there will be different keys for those which can be unlocked in other chests. That would be interesting. And also I think there's a potential that if they do a key system like this, that keys will be available to be purchased in the shop as well for like gold or gems or something like that. Or as I said, potentially you can get keys through other chests as maybe like a rare drop. Instead of getting, you know, like 2 gems, maybe you get a key or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe even loot from like the Clan Wars chest as well. I know a lot of you guys hate Clan Wars 2, but the rewards from Clan Wars 2 are pretty dang good, so maybe keys could be included in that as well. So this is just my theory about how they're going to change progression in Clash Royale, but let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. So this is my main overarching theory about what they're going to do to change progression, but there are also some little things I think they could implement if they don't do some major system like this. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So I think a potential buff to chests, the drop rates of rare chests, and the contents inside of these chests could be in store. Maybe they could add more gold in these chests or something along those lines. Because honestly, the biggest thing I've noticed through Clash Royale is that cards aren't necessarily as hard to come by, especially with things like trade tokens being in the game and with all of the challenges being in the games and the free rewards like that. But the biggest thing that is the issue is the gold in Clash Royale. Gold is a lot more harder to come by than cards. And especially when you get your cards up to like levels 11 and 12 and 13, it takes a lot more gold to upgrade cards. Like to max out a card from level 12 to level 13, that's 100,000 gold. And that's pretty hard to come across in Clash Royale. So I think, if anything, a buff to gold is necessary compared to cards actually. Clash Royale actually did buff gold in the game a while ago with Clan Wars 2 because Clan Wars 2 is the best way in Clash Royale to receive gold, but we all know how Clan Wars 2 is, so you know, maybe adding gold in other places would be helpful. And so this next point goes along with if my theory isn't true about the key system, but they definitely need to fix how long it takes to unlock chests in Clash Royale. So let's face it right here. A silver chest in Clash Royale takes 3 freaking hours to unlock. So are you telling me that 2 rare cards, 18 common cards, and a little bit of gold is worth 3 hours? No, it's not. It's maybe worth 1 hour at max, at maximum. They did help us out a little bit because, you know, when you reach a new arena and you have the Pass Royale, you can cut your chest unlock speed in half. But that, again, is a feature locked behind a paywall because you have to have the Pass Royale. But they just need to fix this in general because the chest unlock times in the game are ridiculous. And I believe a legendary chest is like 24 hours for one legendary card. That's ridiculous. Is it 24 hours? I actually need to check that really quick. Yup, it's 24 hours. That is completely ridiculous. For one legendary card, that ain't it, chief. All right, next up, again, along the lines of progression, we're going to talk about the item shop because I think it needs a major revamp. So the shop is a place to buy cards. More cards leads to more upgrades. More upgrades leads to more progression. So it would make sense that the shop revamp would come around in this update. So let's talk about how I would revamp the shop. And so one thing to keep in mind is when I'm talking about the item shop, I'm not necessarily talking about these offers that you can buy with money that appear. I'm mainly talking about this section right here with the daily deals in which you can buy cards for gold and gems. I think the emotes are fairly priced as well, maybe 200, just maybe 200. I think these chests, I don't really know what I would do with these yet, but we're mainly just going to focus on this section with the daily deals because it needs a major revamp because some of the deals in here are completely unfair. Really quick though, let me get 100 free skeleton barrels. Thank you, Clash Royale. So the biggest thing that I'd want them to fix is the cost of legendary cards because 40,000 gold is completely ridiculous. I actually did the math a while ago on this in a video which isn't up on my channel anymore, but I actually calculated what one card in the item shop per rarity is worth in terms of gold. So let me give you those conversions really quick. One common is equal to 10 gold. One rare is equal to 100 gold. One epic is worth 1,000 gold. But then we have one legendary, which is worth 40,000 gold. Now, I don't think that really adds up with the rest of these conversions, right? So I think maybe cutting the price of legendary to 10,000 gold, I think that's a little bit more fair, you know? Maybe 5,000. 5,000 would be ideal. Actually, ideal would be free, but we're not going to get anything free. So I think 10,000 is realistic if they were going to cut the price of legendaries. And who knows, maybe along with this, they could tweak the price of the other cards. Although I honestly don't feel like the price of the other cards is unfair. I think one epic for 1,000, one rare for 100, one common for 10. I think those are pretty fair prices, but the legendary one is just absolutely outrageous. I never buy legendaries in the shop. And so another thing to go along with the item shop is just simply a wider range of cards available to be purchased in the item shop. I mean, looking at the shop, you only get 6 cards every day to choose from. And looking at these cards in particular for my item shop, I do have the Ice Spirit maxed out, but it's not a card that I use anymore. So like, I don't use any of these cards, so I think it's kind of dumb that there isn't a wider selection to choose from. One thing that would be really cool going along with the item shop is that maybe similar to the trader in the Clan Wars 2 system is maybe you can spend 5 or 10 gems or something like that to re-roll your shop to try and get a better item shop. I think that would be really sick. That was actually something that I just thought of in my head right now. So here you go, bonus content. And so in terms of how a progression update would come in the Clash Royale, those are pretty much all of the major things that I thought of. So let's give a little recap. So of course we had the big overarching concept with the keys and how I think it would be similar to Rush Wars and how this would change how rewards are distributed in Clash Royale. Then we also talked about a potential buff to chests, you know, changing the rewards inside of them, maybe more gold, more chances for rare chests out of battles, and maybe changing unlock times for chests if my theory for the keys doesn't prove to be true. And then the other big thing we talked about was the item shop and how the item shop could use a major revamp. And so now we're going to talk about a few other little changes that I've thought of that could come in this update that don't revolve around progression. So I think the biggest thing that a good portion of the community has been annoyed with for a very long time is the deck copy glitch and how it doesn't, you know, correctly copy decks all the time. Well, it did right there, but you know, a lot of the time it doesn't. Or have they actually fixed this already? Maybe they did fix it without telling us. Who knows? Maybe they did. Nah, the bandit. Yeah, that bandit wasn't there in the original deck. The giant snowball was there instead. So you see, the glitch still is in the game. And it's a pretty annoying glitch because, like, you know, why can't I just copy the deck? Why do I have to go and substitute a snowball for a bandit? Why can't it just be copied automatically? And this deck actually looks pretty cool. I may use that for a video or something. So the next thing that we're going to look at is going to be the card level boost system. So when the card level boost system first rolled around, it was December of 2019. The first card ever boosted was the Battle Healer. People were like, oh, this was a really cool feature. You know, they're boosting the newest card in Clash Royale. And they kept doing that for the newest cards after that with the Firecracker, the Heal Spirit, the Royal Delivery, stuff like that. But eventually people were like, okay, maybe at some point we can be able to choose what cards we want to be boosted, right? That still hasn't come in the game yet entirely. Recently in Clash Royale, over the past couple of weeks, we've been able to choose what cards we want to get boosted, and they've been doing it off of a rarity basis. As of the recording of this video, last week were rare cards, this week is going to be epic cards. I'm going to vote for the giant skeleton because that's what I want to be boosted. And so far that is not in the lead. That is very disappointing. But I think that right there is a potential step in the right direction because maybe, just maybe they'll allow us to pick what cards we want to be boosted for maybe a week at a time. That would be cool. Because like right now, I don't want the Valkyrie or the Elixir Golem to be boosted because I'm not using either of these cards right now. But let's say maybe for whatever forsaken reason, I want to use the Hog Rider in Clash Royale. Why would you do that? I don't know. But let's say I want to do that. I could just be able to, you know, tap the Hog Rider, put it in the card level boost slot, and it would be there for a week. That would be pretty cool. So I predict and hope that could come in this update as well. And then there's a few other little things such as Clan Wars. I mean, it's still stuck in the winter theme. I don't really think we need that winter theme anymore because at least where I live today, it was 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not really winter anymore, so we could probably change that back. That's just a little thing though. I heard rumors actually that they were going to be revamping the Esports tab in Clash Royale because they actually did the same thing in Brawl Stars. They revamped the Esports tab to make it a lot more in depth and stuff. So I could see that coming in this next Clash Royale update. But apart from that, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I have wanted to cover in this video. So as I said, in a future video, we're going to be talking about balance changes that I think will be coming in this next Clash Royale update. So be sure to subscribe for that. But that's going to be it for this video. And if you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like down below. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, you like what you see, you like Clash Royale, then be sure to subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. But anyway, gamers, it's your boy Solar Fury signing off. Peace out, guys. Have a nice day. I haven't done that outro in a while. Felt good to do it again.